Alright everybody, so we're going to dive into MultiCam now. They are similar to compound clips in a number of ways. We'll get into that. So go ahead and close your effects panel over here. Go ahead, we can delete this test over here, sample sequence section 4. I'm not even sure what those are. Let's just make sure we have sequence 1, sequence 2. We have this still from before. But we're actually going to navigate over here to our media event. We're going to go back into our AE folder. Remember, this is the folder I said we're probably not going to touch again. We're going to go into scene 2 over here, okay? Now, let's go ahead up over here and get rid of the timeline, actually. Now, if we remember from way earlier in the training, we actually had a number of clips here that we had rejected. They were part of what were going to be MultiCam later on, but we didn't want to deal with it at the time. Now, to restore those clips down over here, all we have to do is go up over here to Hide Rejected and go to All Clips if that's not already selected. Boom, you saw 4 more clips just got added to the top over here. These are the second angle to the MultiCam that we have. As you see, this guy's holding up the slate in the other direction. The bottom 4 clips are going to be those 4 takes. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and the takes are 7, 8, 9, 10. So those are our 3 batches. Okay, we've got our audio, we've got our 2 videos. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to assign these clips their camera angles. This is the quickest and easiest way to let Final Cut Pro know how many tracks of video you have in your MultiCam. So go ahead and select the first 4 right over here and go up over here into your inspector, and we go all the way to the information panel. And now if you come over here to the right, you'll see that there is no option to insert what camera angle you are looking at. But if you go all the way down to the bottom over here where it says basic, go ahead and go to the extended view. You'll see now you have scene, take, and camera angle metadata options. So go ahead and put in camera angle 1 for right there. And that is going to assign angle 1 to all 4 of those clips that we have assigned, as you can see. Now let's go down to the bottom. These last 4 clips, lasso those, and we'll come over here. We'll call that camera angle 2. And then we're going to come up over here to our audio, 1, 2, 3, 4, lasso all those, and we are going to assign them as camera angle 3. I know it's audio and not video, but that doesn't matter. It's a track of information that we want in our MultiCam, so we're going to label it regardless. All right, so now that we have our 2 different video angles and our audio labeled as an angle as well, you're going to select all 3 from each individual clip. We don't want to select all 4 audio, all 4 video, and all 4 video of the second angle. That would create a massively long MultiCam clip, which you may do if you are working on a long-form documentary where an interview is spanning a number of clips. Final Cut Pro is relatively good at making sure those sync maps, as you might call them, come out at least fairly well at the get-go. And then, as you'll see in a few moments, there are tools you can use to refine that sync. So go ahead and select Scene 2, Take 7, MBI 2831 and 4213, right-click, and select New MultiCam Clip. So as you see here, it brings up the MultiCam syncing options. This is very similar to the options you get when you synchronize a clip. Let's go ahead and name this MultiCam Test. We'll put it into the media event right there. We will use audio for synchronization. Now for angle assembly, why don't we go and change that to camera angle, since that is what we were assigning before. We can leave ordering and synchronization to automatic and leave these other things as standard as well. Go ahead and click OK, and you'll see the synchronization starts working. When a MultiCam clip is created, it will load up into the event where it's gone into. You can double click onto it. It'll open it up in the MultiCam editor down here in the timeline.
They wanted to know if I would join their marriage.
Oh shit.
Now, as you can see here, the clip on top has this gray area behind it. That is because if you click right here, you'll see this is set as the monitoring angle. Essentially, you're telling Final Cut Pro that this is the angle that you want the other angles to get synced to. This is especially helpful, again, if you have multiple clips within a single sync map of sorts. You can take a longer clip that's unbroken, set that as the monitoring angle, and then sync the individual clips down here to that monitoring angle. Now, our clips came in synced all nicely, but let's say, for instance, this clip right over here had come in slightly off to the right over here. As you can see from the waveform, it is not lined up. What we do is come up over here, make sure that this is set to the monitoring angle, which it is because it's grayed out, and then you would come down over here to this guy, click on this triangle, and set sync selection to monitoring angle. As you can see, the clip just nudged over to the left over there. Just to further illustrate, let's go ahead and use the blade tool. We'll move this portion over to the right over here. And similar thing would happen where if we select this drop down, sync selection to monitoring angle, it moves it back over into place. Now up over here, these video and audio symbols are denoting what you're seeing here in the viewer. If we were to change the video down to the second one, you'll see we have the second angle viewing down over here. The audio is really the more important one though. As you can see on the bottom over here, this is our audio from our secondary sound recorder. That's the audio we want. So go ahead and select that down over there and unselect this over there. And let's go ahead and hit play.
Okay. I shit you not.
They were swingers?
They wanted to know if I would join their marriage.
Now if we go ahead and hit the video button right over here on the second track and hit play.
Oh shit.
We'll see that our second angle,
I told them that. I don't know how that works.
is also synchronized well. So we are inside the multicam clip right now. To step back out, you hit this arrow button, much like we've been doing for compound clips and sequences.